You're a PFD, sir. Oh, God.
Oh, man.
All right, what's up, nerds? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about safety flotation devices, otherwise known as PFDs, or as Paul likes to call them,
PDFs.
PDFs, which he says on accident all the time.
Digital file. I'm not the only one that's done that.
Make sure you update your Adobe Acrobat and you will be able to read PDFs. No, PFDs, or personal flotation devices. These are absolutely 1,000 billion% necessary for you to stay alive on any time you're on the water. So I highly recommend it. Even if you're in a bass boat, you cool bass boat people.
I don't highly recommend it. It's required equipment. If I see...
I highly recommend that you stay alive, is my recommendation.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Please stay alive.
Yeah, so PFDs are maybe not the most exciting topic, but I think we can make it fun. And it's a question that we get all the time. What is that PFD you're wearing? Where did you get that from? How much should I spend on a PFD? Which one should I be looking at? So we hope to address all those questions and more right here. So if you are getting into kayak fishing or you want to level up your PFD game, this is a video for you, and we hope you like it. And if you do, smash that like and subscribe. Let's get into it. So we are wearing two PFDs that we like very much right now, and we're going to talk about a few of their features, as well as their brands and costs. So in this video, we're going to talk about two that we wear all the time, and then I want to talk about a very cheap version that I used for a long time that you guys might like.
The most popular.
It's a very popular, inexpensive PFD. And then we'll also talk about one that we just got from Oldtown that's pretty neat, some cool features, and is about the same price as these. So what are these two we're wearing? We got the NRS Chinook. This is a very popular PFD that you can find on any fishing website. And typically the 2023 version runs around 160 bucks. You can find older versions on sale a lot of places for quite a bit less than that. So if you want to save a bit of money, I'm always a fan of that. I'd recommend try to find it on sale if you can.
So let's go through the ones that we know and love so much. Do you want to start? I think this is probably, of the more expensive ones, this is the one that most people gravitate towards. This is the NRS Chinook.
So I've moved the camera down so you can see my vest, and my head will be also cut off. All right, so with the Chinook, you got a whole bunch of different options here. Now, I'm never gonna be able to take this knife out of the spot that it has, but it has like the little 4-slot square there. That's designed for knives like this. This is the NRS Co-Pilot knife, which has just a little like quick release system. So you have that there, and then it just, if you tuck the tip in, it just snaps back down. So you got the blunt tip, saw edge, sharp edge. It's great for a lot of things. And a bottle opener. Don't drink and drive. All right, so, or what people yelled at, don't litter glass on the water.
I've never done that.
That was like our first
never done that.
TikTok. People were very mad about it. We didn't litter though. But anyways, whatever. Mind your own business.
Ipso facto.
So there's your Co-Pilot knife. That's pretty awesome. The nice thing about this that I like a lot, in any really good PFDs, you're gonna see this, is you got the zipper and a little added buckle for security here. That's high value stuff. And a heavy duty zipper is 100,000% necessary, because I have had cheap PFDs in the past. Not the cheap one we'll talk about today. It didn't happen with that one. But cheaper PFDs where the zipper has broken, that effectively ruins your PFD. It's no longer secure when you fall in the water. It's not gonna do its job, right? So you want that. So extra security, I think this thing is great. So we talked about pilot stuff, and then we also got, look at this. The strap tucks away into this little hidden section here, which is super nice, because then you're not gonna have this strap, like this long section here, once you secure this, flapping around, getting in your way of all the pockets and whatnot. It's just annoying, especially on a windy day. It's just like slapping you in the face.
Well, when you have a camera and everything else too.
Yeah, it'll lay over your camera randomly. So I like that that tucks in there. You've got a whole bunch of little tether points and whatnot that you can use. You've got a tool section right here. So we put our pliers into this and it'll just Velcro down, which is neat. And here is a key feature, and you're not gonna see this on all PFDs. So this is something that we specifically look for. The double zipper. You guys, it's awesome when you can open up these really cool little tool sections here, or store whatever you want in here. But if you only have one zipper, there's a problem. Let's say I zip it this way. This section's open. So the biggest issue with this is we use external batteries from time to time for our cameras to run all day. That, or whatever else is in this pocket, could just fall out the side, and that's not good.
One time I was filming with the Monster Bass crew, and I probably had a $1,000 wireless mic inside of my single zip version of one of these, and it fell out of that pocket. I got so lucky that I just happened to be bending over my kayak on dry land, and it landed right on my seat. But
Sam Moore almost killed you.
Yeah, Sam Moore from Sam Moore Media would have removed my head from my shoulders.
It's true, very true. I've almost done that a lot of times without a $1,000 mic. All right.
He keeps trying.
Doesn't work. So then we got a whole bunch of pockets here. So we got little spots like I have my whistle in here, which, by the way, safety features. You're going to want one of those.
Everyone should have a retainer for a whistle. A lot of folks will put them on this strap right here. So this is an accessory strap. You can use this for sunglasses or safety features like that. Also, you'll notice these little tabby boys right here. There are two main features that this is meant for. One, if you have scissors that pinch shut, you can clip them on here and they will stay on there. But two, you notice there's two little holes. A lot of the safety whistles and retractors are like tubes and they're about this long and there's a pin that goes through. So instead of poking a hole in your PFD, you just put them through here and they're attached right there and there.
Yep. So you got two Velcro pockets here. You got another double zipper section here, which is just wide open with a little elastic storage in there, which is cool, and tether points as well. So anything you put in your pockets, you can tether somewhere on the PFD. Then on this side, you guys already saw, it's same thing, tether points open. On this part of the pocket, there's actually a little mesh zipper panel.
Have you ever used it?
No. But it also has another tether point in there.
I've never used a single one of my pockets.
I don't use a lot of these features, but it has a lot. So if you like features, this is a great vest.
But it's really important to know though, because like I feel like it's like a backpack. Like I've never used a pencil holder on a backpack.
And then you also have this tether point down here, which is really cool. So you can do a lot of stuff with that, like your pliers, which are also right here. So it's there for a reason. That's pretty neat. Yeah. So I mean, overall, very, very comfortable. So and then you can see the mesh back section there, so I can sit in a kayak seat.
Yeah, because the kayak seat's gonna come right here. So this is when if you're looking for a PFD and you're a kayak fisherman, the most important thing is an open mesh back. The mesh back keeps the air flowing, but it's also no material. So the floaty part is way up here, which is above where most kayak seats are gonna hit.
Yep, which is if I fall out of my boat, if I'm unconscious, I have a resting spot. And I can float like this. This will pull me up, this will be my pillow, and I'm in this position.
And keep your head above the water, which is the whole point.
So you don't drown and die. Please be safe, all right? So I think that covers the vast majority of features on the Chinook. Again, 2023 model you can get for 160 bucks. Other models you can get for quite a bit cheaper.
This is the older one too, I think, right?
This would be the 2022.
Yeah.
Because I've had it for a year. When I got it, it would have been the full price version, but I got it on sale. Get it on sale, people, if you can. We'll drop links in the description below as well, just so we can link you directly to them.
So those are a lot of the key features that you actually want to see in a PFD. So I'm not going to go through all of those in this one specifically, but these are, the three PFDs we're going to show you are all basically $160.
And it's because they're like technical PFDs. Technical fishing PFDs are amazing to have. When you have all these pockets, you can store terminal, you can store your fishing license, you can store the whistle, safety features, knife, all that stuff. It's great to have it all just right here and not rattling around somewhere randomly in your boat where you can't find it. So I want to point that out. Also, last thing on the NRS, very light. One of the most comfortable PFDs I've ever worn out of all of them.
That's actually where I was going to go next. So one of the biggest things with a PFD is fit, finish, and feel. Like this feels rock solid. It feels
triple F,
holler. It's
Triple A, the triple F on triple A.
The entendre. They also should feel very snug when you get them on. One thing that always sets me off is when I see someone filming in a kayak fishing video and this is all loose and so then I'm like, if you fell in the water, you were screwed. Mine at all times.
So if you're doing that, fix it.
Fix it. Mine's actually pretty freaking snug, but it actually feels best when it's snug. So you're gonna wear this all day. So this feels rock solid to me. This feels like it's made of quality. It doesn't feel like the orange.
He's right.
It doesn't feel like the orange little floaties that were on the Titanic that no one used when they're like, you know, the $15 ones that
those were burlap sacks on the Titanic.
Like the PFDs that your uncle has on his aluminum John boat.
Truth.
So these feel like they're a lot more quality. That's super important to me. And that keeps the comfort when you've got it nice and snug. Because you're going to be sitting in it all day. This is the one thing you can't go without. Like sunglasses had PFD. You're always going to have them. So comfort's important.
Stay tuned for the bracket series.
Yeah, stay tuned for the bracket
PFD
series.
trumps all because you can't die.
Now, a couple of different. Now, this vest, this is the Stolquist Fisherman. Same price as Jeff's Chinook. The couple of things that differentiate it. It's got this place for the NRS Copilot knife here as well. It actually doesn't have a place for the flippy floppies, the strappies, which always bothers me.
Behind.
I know, I just tuck them behind. I honestly just leave them and I'm fine, but it's always bothered me.
It is annoying.
It is annoying. One thing I do is these have like hard clips at the bottom.
Those are
I
nice.
like these a lot, and I use them for one of my most important tools that I keep at all times, which is this. And I keep it on a retractor. Jeff has his on his hat. That's dope. I would lose it. It's guaranteed. I know myself.
Somehow I haven't lost it yet.
I can't, but it's shocking.
I don't know how.
You did once, and I'll never forget it.
Where is it right now?
That's exactly right. The other thing I like about the Stolquist that's a little bit different is this is actually a hard pocket. I love that because it makes a little workstation and things do not fall out. So when I have this double zipped and I have my battery in here, it keeps it vertical. Same thing with the pliers. This one it actually has like a plier holder right here on the inside, which I like. Never had to use it because the fact that this is a hard-sided keeps everything like vertical. So I just boom, boom, boom. It's like a little side holster and you grab stuff. I love this PFD. It is very slim and trim. It feels like it's very quality. I've had it for so long, I considered buying new PFDs, and I've never done it because I'm like,
I don't need it.
I don't need it. It's too comfortable. So $160. They have a new version out. I really want the new version, not gonna lie. But I don't need it. This one's too good. One more and 160?
Yeah.
We just got this one.
One more high-tech, we'll call it, PFD that we like.
Technical PFD, I think, is a nice term. That's a good term.
Tech PFD.
If you come fishing with us and you're going to use one of our kayaks, this is what you're going to be using for sure.
We have two of these. So it does have the security buckle. All right, so this is the Oldtown Lure Angler 2. It has a ton of technical features. Again, it's around that $160 price point. There's one major drawback we'll talk about that we don't like about it, and I want to point that out to you guys, and I'll get to it in a second. But let's go through some of the features, right? So up here, we've got a little strappy there for like our whistle, different things that we want to attach to the vest, and we can have a quick release for it as well. We've got this upper pocket, very small, but maybe good for like your license, maybe some hooks, some terminals, stuff like that. You got this removable Velcro piece here. My fly fishermen know exactly what this is, but this is a spot where you can take your jigs, hooks, etc., just any lures you're using, you can stick them right into this little foam pad there. And then you can have quick access to it, which is really cool. Down here, we've got tons and tons of tether points, little slots if you want like a little tubey piece in here. A wacky tool would be a good example of that. It can go right into that. We've got another inside pocket section right here, which is cool. We've got Velcro pockets down here, which are mesh. So that's nice. And then you got a big open mesh pocket right there for, say, plastics or whatever you want to stuff into this thing. This does have, similar to Paul's Stolquist, a lot of these hard tether points. There's one on the bottom here as well, which also has this thing on it for whatever reason. I guess you could just take that off. And it's got one over there. So as far as like the tech features on this thing, it has so many different tether points. It's insane. There's one big drawback, and then I'll get to the inside of the pockets. And that big drawback is that it's a singular zipper. Honestly, if this PFD had a dual zipper similar to the Stolquist or similar to the NRS Chinook, I think it would be pretty much a perfect PFD. Like, I would love this thing. So as of right now, it doesn't, and they don't open all the way. So you get sort of this partial open. Now it's ideal for security. It's so something doesn't fall out of this side. And when Paul said he almost lost that $1,000 microphone from Sam Moore, this is the PFD he was wearing when that happened. So it still didn't effectively work or save that. That said, on the inside, this one's just a big open pocket. There's nothing in there, but you can store all sorts of stuff because they're pretty large, as you can see. And then we got another big open pocket on this side, right? So pretty cool. Lots of neat features, I would say. And by the way, this is extremely lightweight. You'll barely notice it's even there. The only drawback that I have is it's a little bulkier right here around your ribs. So your arms down at the side, they're kind of sitting on this. It's a minor thing. It's just a little bit annoying. And then up here, I gotta point this out. You got these reflective panels, another safety feature, and lots of little tether points. Now, one thing that's really cool about this that I don't see a lot of other places is that Oldtown has their strap Velcros. Right, so you pull this thing tight, you get a little Velcro piece there, and then you just tuck it way up top, and now those straps are not in your way. They're not floating around in the wind or smacking you in the face, which is really cool. You can see that, again, it's a pretty high back situation, so it's good for kayaking, and you've got the big pillow pad up top, so you can, again, if you fall out of the boat, you're safe, you're protected, you're floating, we're good. I think this is a great option for the price. You would definitely be happy with it. Ideally, get it on sale if you can. Maybe if you buy an Oldtown from a dealer, they throw it in. There's different options like that. All around, pretty great vest.
So those are the 3 more expensive models. The more technical models, the more prim, fit, and finish. This next one, I think, encompasses everything that's like sub $100. And it really does a good job at sub $100. Remember, you have to wear PFD. Now, you can go with the orange, what your uncle has on his John boat. You can do that. That's good. You should do whatever you can do.
As long as it floats and you're safe, we're happy. This video is mostly fishing technical PFDs. So this still counts as a fishing tech PFD, and it's 100%. Maybe the cheapest, most affordable, highest value fishing tech PFD.
I think it's I don't know if it's the highest value because of the comfort level, but we'll get into it. So it's
not too bad. I've had it. I used it for 2 years. But anyways, this is the Onyx PFD. Oh my God, get out of the way. It's right there.
It's so beautiful.
So as you guys can see, this is like the big orange and gray is like typically the colors that you see it in. It's a fairly comfortable PFD. It's not nearly as comfortable as the Chinook.
So Jeff has had, you had that one 2 years?
I fished with this for so long that it had just wear and tear, insane wear and tear, and it was permanently like sweat stained.
It was disgusting.
I wore it on some pretty hot days.
So I
made it gross.
And I think, I'm not saying like I drove you to do it, but I paid up for the Stolquist Fisherman.
You did. I was always jealous from the start. And so that'll tell you something.
And it is significantly different. Now the pros on the Onyx, it has a lot of the stuff that you want. So it's semi-adjustable, definitely more adjustable than like a sub $50 models.
Like basic PFDs, yeah.
The floaty material is not nearly as nice as the ones we reviewed, like the ones that we've seen earlier in this video. But it's a lot better than like sub 50. So the type of like foam that's in there, the floating, it's like good but not phenomenal.
It's what it is it's heavier, and it also is the material that sits against your skin.
That nylon-y?
Yeah. So instead of having all 3 of the models we talked about today, they have this like perforated mesh material here, and what that does is it keeps this like nylon material off of your chest, your shirt. If you're shirtless, because it's a super hot day, that's why mine had sweat stains. It keeps it off of that, which keeps you from sweating and perspiring as much. So that is nice. It's a little bit wicking, a little bit more comfortable.
It's an upgrade for sure.
So with the Onyx, you don't get that, right? Like it's not a feature that they have.
It's just straight nylon. It's got pockets. They're fine.
It has a lot of pockets. The one that I didn't like is the one that folds like a tray, because it had like all this extra material like sticking out from it. Obviously, I don't have it anymore because it got so gross, and I replaced it with the Chinook. I threw it away.
It wanted to be this. It just didn't quite work that well.
It was kind of messy with the material, but it still has pockets. It's still a tech PFD, and I think for anybody starting out fishing out of a kayak, I think it's a great option. Like if you want to save some money, you want to get a PFD for well under $100. It's on sale right now on Amazon, $69.99. Sometimes you can get it even cheaper than that.
But this is a cost, like a paddle. These are costs that you don't necessarily factor in when you're getting your first kayak because you don't know to. You haven't thought about it. And so you're like, I got a kayak. I got a kayak.
Now what?
I am done. Like, no, like there's so much more that goes.
PFD.
Paddle, PFD are the very next 2 things, and they're not cheap. We talked about $170. If you bought a $700 kayak, that's like 20% almost, 15% of your like total purchase price that you just tacked onto it just to be safe. And then like a paddle is another, we should probably do a video on that one. $100 easy, and for a quality paddle. And so we're trying to provide you with the perspective of like, hey, maybe if this is your second PFD, or if you've got the budget, where could you go to get like a nice technical PFD? These are 3 that we've used that we feel like are really good in like the Chinook, the Stolquist Fisherman, and then the Lure Angler 2 from Oldtown. Any PFD that looks and feels like this one, the Onyx, highly recommend, because it keeps you safe and it gets you out on the water at a value. That's all we really care about at the end of the day.
And it gives you some storage and tether features that you can start to use, see if you like, and at the end of the day, if you are getting really into kayak fishing, you're like, okay, I got my first kayak, I fished for a season, I'm not gonna relist it on Facebook Marketplace and like ditch the entire hobby, I'm in, then I would recommend upgrading at that point. Now, there's always gonna be the argument of just spend once, cry once, versus buy twice, cry twice, and I totally agree with that. And I think that's how you operate most of the time. It's like, I'm just going to get the better thing now because I know I'll get the cheaper thing, I won't be happy, and I'll upgrade later. I'm spending effectively 1.5 times the cost instead of 1 time the cost.
Well, and there's some things that
there's something to be said for that.
Yeah, and there's like with a kayak, there's some stuff you can't build in and you have to pay for, right? So
PFDs
like,
and paddles.
And a PFD and
Anchors,
paddle, you've got to have it.
Yeah.
And it's the thing that's with it. So that Stolquist has been with me through 5 different kayaks. So again, sunglasses I'm usually willing to pay up for because if I'm gonna buy them, I'm anticipating they're gonna last at least 1 or 2 seasons minimum, and then they're my driving sunglasses after that. And then PFDs, like I've had that one. I keep trying to like go get another one. I'm like,
you could
the
have
one
it for,
I have is great. I might have that for another 5 years easy. Like there's if you pick that up, you wouldn't know the difference between that one and like a brand new one, other than like some sweat stains. Like it is in perfect condition. And then same thing with the paddle. It's like, there's some things like I'm willing to pay for. A PFD is one of those things, but that's for me. Again, budget. If you're just getting into it, get this one. But these are, again, with the Onyx, this is the level at which you should be targeting when it comes to value. If you need to go cheaper, go cheaper. Just get a floating. No one.
Just be safe.
Yeah, be safe. But if you're looking for like, hey, where's the best value? I think for per dollar, hard to beat this Onyx. But if you're looking for like, look, I'm legit. Like Jeff said, I'm ready to go. I want to spend up. I have the money to spend. The $150 range is where you hit those premium features and like a premium technical PFD that I can guarantee you will last you years and that you will be comfortable and happy in.
Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. If you're on the market for PFDs and if you have a PFD and maybe you want to consider upgrading and you wanted more feedback on like the Stolquist or the Chinook, because those are pretty commonly like up there as choices if I'm going to spend up. But also consider looking at the Oldtown. Other than that little not having the double zipper feature, I think it's a fantastic PFD.
It's really nice.
And
it's lighter.
Big fan.
It's lighter.
It is one of the lightest.
Weight-wise, it's one of the lightest ones. If you guys have questions about any of these, leave them in the comments below. Let us know what your favorite PFD is, because again, this is what we do. We try stuff out. Maybe there's a huge gap that we just didn't know about. I'm happy to go look at them. We look at every single comment every single time. You might not always get a response, but I'm going to be like, doink, heart. And so, but we do read all of them, and they're really important to us. So if there's something you want us to look at, we promise to go check it out.
Appreciate you nerds for watching. We love you, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.